Alright, this is a weekly reading for Virgo. I do not have a playlist. I have lost my playlist list. If I find it in time, I will be posting a playlist in the description below, so you can look at that if I've succeeded in my mission. I don't know where that piece of paper is, I swear to God. But if it's, if I have it, it'll be in the reading below. Okay, so anyway, we have the oracle cards, so you will have all the tools and resources you need. You will only discover new ways to put them to use. The crow reminds us to think beyond ordinary solutions. I never know how to say that word. Ingenuity. I could do that all day, not knowing words. Fun. Alright, so... my dyslexic self. I always forget to put my cards in order, so excuse me for a minute while I stack my cards again. Like, some of my cards come out of their stacks before the reading, so I have to be like on the side just making sure that they're all here. So, counting cards all day. Anyway, so we have the first card, which is going to be you right now. So it's going to be the Hermit, which is in your energy of Virgo, so you might be 100% in your own energy. So pause in love life to introspect, self-understanding in love, solitude, detachment, discreditation, seeming time alone, and going on a retreat. So you might actually be taking some time off, or you might kind of be in solitude, figuring things out, maybe doing some shadow work. Virgos are masters of shadow work. So anyway, so private stuff, shadow work, other things, whatever you want to call it, that's what you're doing. So number 2, week's theme. We have the 7 of Swords. The 7 of Swords is getting what you want despite having bad motives. Confidence to go for what you want. Deception. Attempt at a goal, trickery, tactics, and strategy. So you might actually have a pretty sound plan, because the 7 of Swords isn't like an energy that's just like, oh, I'm gonna try this today. No, the 7 of energy is, 7 of Swords energy is pretty much calculated to some degree. So it's, you might be worried about it. You might have thought about this again and again about different things that could happen. But you're also thinking about, hey, if this happens, this will happen also. But I'm going to say this and I'm going to do this, so this will happen, and it's more in the positive. So I feel like there's kind of like a positive energy behind it. So that's why we stack cards. Yay. But anyway, number 3, we have the challenge of the week. And this is what's going to kind of foil the plan a little bit. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. So stability, abundance, nurturing, kind partner, domestic comfort, home, family, parenthood, sensuousness, reliability, loyal, caring, moving in together. So there's going to be a point where you're kind of like, I don't think this is going to develop as fast as I think it will. And maybe there's other things at play here and stuff that I'm not picking up on. So it's kind of like the unknown. But as far as like this person or what you're looking at it's kind of pretty neat. Okay? And you might have self-doubts. I just got, maybe they're not going to be happy with me because they might not be as successful, or I might not be as successful as they are. So there's that self-doubt, but I think it's all just in your head. So there's a little bit of confidence lacking. But I also think that you might have been single for a while, or you might have been in a situation for a long time, and changing it up might kind of put you in a place where you kind of don't know what you're doing. Might be a little bit of a footing loss there. Anyway, number 4, lesson to remember. We have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups in reverse. So, a dependent or a clingy lover. Putting more affect in than a lover, overly sensitive lover. So there's going to be somebody who's overly sensitive here. Could be a water sign, could be somebody who's like codependent on you for stuff. So there's that. And I think it's something that you didn't calculate as well. Or you might have calculated, and this is going to be coming to light very quickly. Interesting enough. So, number 5, we have lesson you will learn this week. We have the High Priestess. The High Priestess in reverse. Fun stuff. So, it's in reverse. So, secrets, lack of center, infidelity, outcome not known, doubt, inner voice, repressed feelings, a future and uncertain or unpredictable. So there's going to be a lot of weird stuff. So you're kind of depending on somebody else to help you out with this, and then there might be other factors involved. So there's it could have been a lot more than you thought was like in it. I feel like this is a new relationship, but it's kind of like it comes with a lot more than just this person, you know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot of probably hassle. So anyway, number 6, we have gift you will give yourself this week, which is the Magician. The Magician is creating opportunities for love, being proactive in love, accomplished lover, good communication, love letters, and dishonesty. So you could be dishonest, this other person could be dishonest. You could be building yourself up for disappointment, or there's other factors involved. So the Magician kind of conjures a lot of stuff up. So there's a lot of stuff. So you might also be doing some manifestation spells. I do manifestation spells too, but for a different reason than you may think. Okay? Usually it's to keep people out of trouble. When I see it, I try to avoid it. But, I try to help people out, because usually some people just, they would kind of put themselves in, like, kind of the equivalent of a human wood chipper. So I try to help people avoid that. Especially when they DM me, which is interesting enough. There was some person that wrote me a poem about their mishaps, which was funny and upsetting all at the same time. But anyway, we are going to get into your channel messages. We have a Brilliant Teacher online courses, so you might be going back to school. A marketing expert telling people what they want to hear, so you might be doing that. It's not hard, you just have to say, oh, I use this, and like people are like, oh, I want to use that too. It really doesn't take much to sell a product, believe it or not. So anyway, home renovation and buying and selling property. So you might be downsizing, you might be upgrading, it depends on what your status is, but some people, they buy and sell things in like a house flippy kind of way, in order to get extra money. Usually you have to go into a neighborhood that's kind of like low rent or something, and then like you flip a house that's kind of bringing the rest of the neighborhood down, and then it flips the entire neighborhood, so then it's like more profitable homes for the neighborhood and stuff like that. But since you did it, you had to wait, what, 9 months and then sell the house? So that you get the proceeds from that house flip. I don't know. My friend does house flipping. I don't. So, la-da-da. There's some stuff even in this world I don't understand. But yes, the house flipping market is about a year, 9 months after the fact you upgrade the home. Usually it's like the roof, the siding, and like any kind of thing that would build more property value, like a fence that's, you know, made out of vinyl. I did a vinyl fence on my house for my mom. So let's see. Could also be upgrading utilities and stuff like that, or flooring. Any low spots in the house where it's like soft wood, you know, termite damage, stuff like that. You might need to have a termite service and then upgrade that. But yeah, usually homes are kind of like anything that would be inconvenient to you, or something to that effect, or, you know, you don't want people walking through your yard. Building a fence around it might help, because people could have their assets out there and not really worry too much about them, you know. But yeah, that's really all you're doing as far as house flipping. You're kind of protecting people's assets, making sure the house is stable enough and there's no leaks, there's no damage, there's no wood damage or structural damage. If there is, you're upgrading it to the point of it not being a problem anymore. The more not a problem it will be, the more money you get out of it. So it's kind of what house flipping is. But other people like to decorate and stuff, and that's weird. I would rather do structural integrity instead of decorating to the point of, oh, it's upgraded. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, Virgo, hopefully this helped you out, and yes, I do count cards, and sometimes I forget some. But yes, I did the thing where I draw cards for the readings, and then sometimes when I stack them, I forget a few of them. So I forgot this one, and I forgot, I think, this one, and I forgot to put them in the deck, so that's a problem. Anyway, Virgo, hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form, and if you're flipping a house, good luck, and if you're doing anything else, hopefully it all works out. I understand this week's kind of a little bit crazy. I titled this series, Wish You Were Here, which you could be kind of doing stuff solo, or you could kind of be kind of in an anxious energy for some reason. So anyway, hopefully everything works out, and you kind of know where you're at as far as stuff's going. I know it's kind of hard sometimes, but you know. Anyway, I'm going to do a closer, which is going to be fun, because I've never done a closer. So Maya Angelou once said, people forget what you said. People forget what you did. People will never forget how you made them feel. So that is true on many occasions, because if people feel included in something that not too many people get to do, or there was somebody that they care about deeply, they make memories, and those memories go on and on and on, and they tell people about them, and this happened and all this. But it's a great thing when you can influence somebody to, you know, just be inspired for once. You know, some people don't get inspired too many times, or they're never included in anything that would be substantial. But, you know, you do it every once in a while, you'll be surprised at the impact you create for somebody else. Anyway, thank you, Virgo. I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully this week goes by well. You know, it's going to be a tough week. It's going to be a tough week for me, but for other reasons than you may be thinking about. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later.